What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another travel review. Today I will be reviewing Venice. I'm going to tell you when I went, why did I go, what's so special about Venice, things that actually probably are negatives about Venice as well. So I'm going to be running through everything in this video. So if you're planning to go to Venice, if maybe that's on your bucket list in the future, then you have all the information that you need for your trip. So let's get on with it. So where actually is Venice? Venice is in the northeastern region of Italy. As you can see on the map right there, I'll lay it out very clearly for you so you know where exactly it is. It's quite close to the Dolomites and quite close to Milan if you're taking a train. But yeah, that's where Venice is, in the northern region of Italy. And when did I visit? So I visited in June last year, so that's June 2025, and the weather was phenomenal. So June is an amazing month to visit, going from experience, and to be fair, you miss a lot of the crowds as well. So if you want to go, miss the crowds, get the good weather, get the good authentic feel, the good culture of the place, then you would probably recommend going in June, just before the summer holidays. And why did I go? Yeah, very simple. I saw the canals, and let's be real, it's such a unique place. Like, there's no transport by car pretty much unless you go out of the city slightly, or just get into the city. Then it just goes to just getting around by gondolas and traghettos, which I will run you through later on in the video. And I'm going to show you a quick history video of Venice, just so you get an idea of why it's actually there. Why is it so unique? This is exactly why. So I'm going to roll a clip from when I went to Venice. Buongiorno, and a little bit of history about Venice. So it was basically in the 5th or 6th century, people fled barbarian rule to the Venetian lagoon, which was marshy bits of territory, which was hard for them to get to. It was hard for the barbarians to get to. And then from there, basically, they built it on wooden pilings, and it literally rose from the sea up, which is pretty cool. You don't really see anything like that about now anywhere else. So Venice is probably the most unique place I've ever been in my life. Like, I have never seen something like it in my life. You have to go simply for how unique and how much it stands out compared to everywhere else I've been. Like, I'm only speaking from experience here and telling you that it's so unique and it stands out between every other place. I've been to a lot of places in Europe, and this is the one city where you go, whoa, okay, this is something very, very different to wherever else I've been. I did like Rome as well, for very similar reasons as well, but Venice was, yeah, so unique. There was even a point where I saw this ambulance flying past, and usually it's on 4 wheels, but there's a boat just flying, absolutely flying. And when you actually think about it, yeah, of course that makes sense, because they don't get around in any other way. But like, when you see that happen, you're just like, that's so cool. That is so cool. So that was a really cool experience for me, to see something as simple as that. It's so easy to get lost in Venice in a good way. So I was just walking around doing my own stuff, and I was just enjoying myself. Literally, it was on my last day, and just enjoying myself, and I just found myself back in the same areas. I was like, how have I got back here? Because all the streets look the same. They genuinely look the same. And when you get to the end of a street, often there's this big canal and all the water, and it is mind blowing. Obviously, I'm putting photos up on the screen right now just to show you what I'm describing, and yeah, it was amazing. Like, getting lost in the city is one of the best things to do. So I opted to just do a quick traghetto, that's what they're called, and that's basically like a very, very short boat trip, usually used by people who work in the city, and it's just basically for them to get around quickly. So I went from one side of a canal to the other side of a canal, and obviously that was only like a 1 to 2 minute trip. Like, that wasn't long at all, but I would also want to go back and try proper gondola trip when they take you round and they tell you stuff about the city. It's basically it's pretty much like a guided tour that they give you. They're the ones that I want to do anyway, and it does cost about €100, compared to about €2 or €3 that I paid for the traghetto. But obviously, it is a completely different experience. I want to stress that completely. So if you do want to go for a gondola, don't book a traghetto instead, because it is completely different and it will only last about a minute as well. Whereas the gondola, I'm not sure how long gondola lasts, but I believe it's about 30 to 45 minutes. There really are some amazing places in Venice, like the Rialto Bridge, which is what I'm now putting up on your screen now. And that is nearly 500 years old. It was completed in 1591. So that does make it 435 years old, if my maths are correct. It does make it 435 years old. So yeah, it's still standing, it's still going strong, and it is probably actually the most famous bridge in Venice. So yes, there you go. A little bit of a fun fact for you. I did also enjoy St. Mark's Square. So that's basically a really open area where it's got historic places, it's got historic cafes, it's got landmarks, it's got all sorts there. So you got St. Mark's Basilica, which is a stunning church with golden mosaics. You know, it really does blow your mind away when you go there. I think that's the biggest thing for me. It was a really, really nice basilica. I didn't actually go in it because the queue was so long, it was insane. So I was like, no, I'm not queuing for that. So I just literally looked at it from the outside, and yeah, it's amazing. Accommodation wise in Venice, I was able to get an accommodation for £108 per night at Hotel Belle Arti, and yeah, I think it was decent. You know, you got a breakfast, you got just an average room, so it wasn't actually too bad for a hotel. You know, it wasn't a hostel. I weren't staying with other people. I was on my own, so yeah, it was pretty good. I can't actually complain about the accommodation. So yeah, that's the name of it, Hotel Belle Arti. Things to know about Venice. I cannot stress this enough. Please, 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 when you go, do not eat in touristy areas. I ate next to Rialto Bridge, and I can't remember how much it cost me, but I can remember looking at the bill and I was like, what? That's ridiculous. And then there were restaurants just over the other side that were like literally like a 5-minute walk away, that were literally 20, 30 euro cheaper. Well, at least 20 euro cheaper. And yeah, that's essentially what you pay for. You pay for the location, which it was still nice eating there. Like, it's nice because I was looking out the window and I was looking straight at the Rialto Bridge, which actually did make the meal very nice. So I wouldn't say it was a waste of money because the location was so good. But if you're going for a budgeted trip and you want to save money here and there, please eat 5-10 minutes away from any tourist attractions, because that is the trap, and that is what they make a lot of their money out of. Another possibly negative would be the limited transport. Like, you can only really get boats, so gondolas, traghettos. Like, cars aren't really around, certainly as you get further into the city. So yeah, I would just go prepared for that. There's enough gondolas, there's enough traghettos, there's enough ways to get around, there's enough bridges as well. So it's not a big problem. It's just, you might just need to do a bit more walking than maybe you'd do if you went to Rome or you went to anywhere else, you know. So that wraps up the vlog for this week. Next week I will be doing Capri and Anna Capri, so make sure you subscribe if you want to see more travel reviews like this, and I'll catch you next time.